So it's no secret that many metalheads out there have become disillusioned over the years over these metal media sites like Metal Injection, Metal Sucks, who don't always produce crap, but their diarrhea flow has been rather consistent over the recent years. Whether it's producing such lazy articles that I'm highly suspicious some of them are AI, or writing hit pieces on musicians they don't like disguised as news articles. And we have a perfect example of one right now I would like to share with the class. Because just 6 minutes ago from when I'm making this video, I swear, Metal Injection released an article that is literally just a hit piece against Frankie Palmier of the band Emmure, who they are slandering for the crime of wrong thing. So headbang the like button, stage dive onto the subscribe button, and windmill the video to your friends. And if you're a fan of this channel, consider signing up for my Patreon. That's right, Why It's Metal is now on Patreon, where for only $1 a month, you can get all of my videos ad-free, uncensored, with longer music clips from featured artists. And for my Patreon members, you'll be able to view my new videos 24 hours before they'll be on YouTube. Plus, each membership really helps me toward my goal of creating a life-size Godzilla to invade Canada. This is probably the quickest I've ever responded to a story. In fact, this video will probably be one of the first comments this article even gets. Frankie Palmieri of Emmure pops off on X again, this time saying, "Fuck all of you," to the commie retard scumbags protesting genocide. This article was written by an Isabella Ambrosio, and she was the author of the greatest PR release for a band of all time, this Peeling Flesh article, that I actually think was AI because it was the laziest piece of shit article I've ever seen to promote a band. It seems when she has good things to say about a band, it's very minimal. But when it comes to trashing someone for opinions that she doesn't agree with, she can write a whole article on that. Or maybe this was also AI, I don't know. But the reason I'm making this video reacting to this article is because it has nothing to do with metal. Frankie is not promoting a new album. He's not playing shows. It's not like part of an interview. He also didn't commit any crimes, didn't do anything to be newsworthy. He posted on his personal X account, which many people do. Many people have all different opinions, and for some reason that warranted a hit piece. She supposedly starts the article, "X has become an increasingly politically aggressive platform, with studies showing the use of hate speech has rapidly increased on X since being purchased by Elon Musk in 2022, and has continued to maintain the same elevated rate of hate speech since, especially with the relaxation of content moderation." Which I have to agree, because I see a lot of really hateful far leftists on there. A lot of death threats to people for posting very minimal shit, so actually I agree with you. Additionally, the rate of disinformation has increased significantly, so much so that the European Commission has made a formal, legal binding request to go over X, blah 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 blah, and the EEC didn't stop there, accusing the platform of manipulating the platform's systems to give far-right posts and politicians greater visibility. So this intro paragraph is about how X apparently promotes misinformation. Nothing to do with Frankie, nothing to do with metal. Why is that there? If someone makes a post on Blue Sky, are you gonna say the exact same fucking thing? It's to paint the image of this platform is only used by radical, hateful, misinformation, crazy people like Frankie. So if you haven't had the pleasure of skimming through Frankie Palmieri's X account, then well, lucky you. Let's go over the horrible thought crimes that warranted this article, shall we? Just yesterday, Palmieri called New York City mayoral candidate Zohan Mamdani a delusional fucking retard for wanting to make public buses in the city free. So here's the full context of that. Frankie actually reposted a video of a woman talking to Mamdani, explaining to him how it won't work in New York City, and the full thing of what he said is, "What a delusional fucking retard. This isn't the first world. We're not Japan. This will and cannot work in American society. If you have been alive long enough, you know this is a fact. Especially in New York City." Not quite just the, "oh, he's a retard for wanting to make things free for poor people," as is suggested with that sentence. How come you left out the part of a woman explaining to him? How come you cut her out? Then the article says, "And then the day before, ridiculed Joe Rogan for asking Donald Trump to have a fucking heart regarding the immigrants being illegally seized from their homes." What's that? Illegally? That's a big statement. Do you have any evidence of that? That's kind of leaning on definitely misinformation. Interesting you put that in this article. Oh, where's the talk about metal or anything that Frankie has going on music-wise? And the context for that sentence is that Joe Rogan in a recent podcast did say that it was horrible to see people being ripped away from their kids and families because of ICE. And the response to that from people who support the deportations is, what did you expect? When criminals get arrested for anything, if they're in front of their kids, they get separated from their kids. The article continues, as well as retweeting videos of Palestinians returning to Gaza, crediting Trump with saving thousands of lives. I'm sorry, what is the issue with that part right there? Because that is literally exactly what happened. There's a peace deal that was just agreed upon. We'll see if it holds up. But where's the bad part of saying this fact? The killing has stopped, and that's what matters. That's the horrible thing that Frankie has said. Even more, celebrating the suppression of free speech when historian Mark Bray was denied travel outside of the country. It seems that historian Mark Bray has wrote a series of Antifa anti-fascist handbooks, so that's not quite the same as just a random little historian who said something Trump didn't like because he wrote a book about Antifa. He wrote several books about Antifa with militant plans in them. Article continues, however, the two most notable tweets are rather vile, dehumanizing tweets that feel far more antagonistic than celebratory of the ceasefire in Gaza, which I haven't seen you mention yet in this article. This next sentence, though, is fucking hilarious. Tell me that this is a totally unbiased, just reporting the facts, definitely not activist-minded bullshit propaganda. Considered a genocide by the UN Commission, this is the second ceasefire with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu illegally breaking the first ceasefire and a foreign policy advisor to Netanyahu saying Israel has to control Gaza, not instilling the utmost faith that this ceasefire will last. You would think in a time when people are celebrating, there is live video of thousands of Gazans going back there. Hillary Clinton gave huge credit to Trump. Obama wrote a long thing saying what a historic moment this was. And then Isabella of Metal Injection's gonna be like, this doesn't install the utmost faith that the ceasefire will last. So we're gonna smear Frankie Palmieri of Amir because we don't want the ceasefire to last. So protesters were still out, and Palmieri made that into his problem. So what Metal Injection considers to be a notable, vile, dehumanizing, antagonistic tweet, Palestine's now free. Wonder what kind of mental gymnastics people are doing to discredit Donald Trump for his involvement. You can all remove the flags from your bio of a country you never intended to visit in your lifetime and move on to your next performance. Cross to bear. That apparently is very vile and offensive, according to Metal Injection. In a not so shocking turn of events, Chris Fonzak of Attila also chimed in, saying that if it were any other president, people would be throwing parades in the streets and praising them, but since it's Trump, everyone is completely silent. Apparently, this is also a vile, antagonistic, horrible, bigoted tweet, worthy of a article from Metal Injection. Frankie then retweeted the video of the Palestinians returning to Gaza saying, my at's hella quiet. What's wrong with you commie retard scumbags? Aren't you happy? No, because they're saying we don't have much faith that this lasts. We hope that it won't last so that we don't have to thank Trump for it. Or has the reality that your zero-substance life has absolutely nothing to hold on to and is setting in and now you're panicking. Either way, fuck all of you. Always hated you, always will, you suck. Closing out the exchanges with a particularly eerie response, ooh. Frankie responded to a tweet that said, I think libtards are as historic as they are because they have not faced any consequences in the past 50 years or so. With 4 simple words. Time to change that. Oh no. Does that mean that Frankie's gonna go out and start attacking people for no reason? Or maybe does that mean that Frankie wants to see people held accountable for their violent illegal actions no matter what party they agree with? So that was the end of the article. That's it. What was newsworthy here? What was the product being pushed? What was something interesting about Metal? This was just a hit piece based on tweets that he made on his own account, which just leaves me to wonder, would Metal Injection have written an article with a long thing about how X has become such a hateful place full of misinformation and accusing him of vile, dehumanizing tweets if he had posted about being happy that Charlie Kirk had been killed? If he had posted saying, fuck Donald Trump and all of his supporters, I hope they get beat, would that have warranted the same response? That article was shared on X, which is weird that Metal Injection would be here if they think that X is such a hateful platform full of misinformation, which, I mean, this article proves that's right. They're correct, so hey, X has grown more hateful and full of misinformation. Here, let's add to that. But the post promoting it saying, studies have shown that X has grown more hateful since 2022. Proving these studies correct yet again is Amir vocalist Frankie Palmieri, who went off on a tirade on X saying, fuck all of you to the commie retard scumbags protesting genocide. It's just funny how unbiased and newsworthy and trustworthy and accurate and totally not going by an agenda that metal media outlets can be. This channel is called Why It's Metal. It has my name in it right there, so you should kind of expect that I'm gonna give my opinion in videos on my channel with my fucking name in it. And even I'm not doing just straight hit pieces like this. I'll make hit pieces on criminals, but not on thought criminals. But if I had a name that implied that I was a news source, it would kind of seem like I'm doing a little bit more than just providing news, wouldn't it? But that's all I got for today. I just had to laugh at how obviously biased and just a straight up hit piece this article is for no fucking reason at all. But yeah, what do you guys think of this article and metal media outlets in general? Let me know in the comments below. For more from me, check out my band Dark Insanity. You can find our debut EP, Rabid Psychosis, available now on all streaming platforms. We've got Why It's Metal and Dark Insanity merch available now in my shop. We've also got hoodies, hats, buttons, stickers. We even have Dark Insanity weed bags. Link is in the description of this video. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next video.